It's 4 a.m. in the morning in India, but I wanted to record this video to test Gemini 3 Pro. So I'm here in my balcony recording a video. So don't judge my pronunciations. I might fumble a lot. Google has just launched Gemini 3. It's been a few hours since Google has launched Gemini 3. Google team has hyped it so much. So I just thought of testing it using some math or logical reasoning questions, or maybe let's see. I'm going to ask ChatGPT 5.1 and Grok 4.1 to give toughest questions and challenges to Gemini 3, and then we'll test the output and let's see if it satisfies all the claims. So Google has just launched Gemini 3. The outputs satisfy us. Go all. Let's give the same prompt to Grok 4.1. Totally stress test Gemini 3 and separate. Okay, so Grok 4.1 is planning to give a 15,000 word murder mystery story with 40 characters. Choose the top three. Let's test it in every field. Okay, so Grok 4.1 is directly giving us the prompt to copy paste. Let's copy and start testing it. What is this? Invented a completely new branch of mathematics that does not exist on ARXIV. The Google Scholar or Math Overflow as of November 2025 is not a trivial recombination or renaming of existing fields. Has at least three deep non-obvious theorems, prove at least two of them rigorously, define new fundamental objects and operations that are genuinely original, show why this field could be useful in physics, computer science, or pure math. Name it something elegant and original. You have unlimited tokens and thinking time. Go. So I don't think it will be able to invent a new branch of mathematics, but let's see how it goes. Let it think. We'll check what ChatGPT says. Extreme mathematical reasoning and proofs. Similar, Grok is giving us a good response, so let's stick to Grok. The ultimate lipogram quantum murder story. Write a 2 to 3,000 word short story which simultaneously satisfy at all of the following. Yeah, I think this is a good one. We'll also get to know the creativity, the thinking, critical thinking of Gemini 3. Let's first see what it says about the mathematics one. Let's see if it invents a new branch of mathematics. It has already taken 90 seconds. Let it think. We'll directly see the final output. Grok 4.1 is actually smart. It has given it a very hard challenge. Oh, we have something here. Field name, palimpsest topology, formal designation, residual stratification dynamics, conceptual overview. Palimpsest topology is the mathematical study of spaces that accumulate history through repeated deformation, where previous states are not discarded but are overwritten with imperfect erasure. Unlike dynamical systems, where the state t plus 1 replaces state t, or foliations where layers are distinct and stacked, palimpsest topology models a single manifold that possesses a ghost metric, a composite structure derived from the weighted residue of its entire topological history. This is something I've never heard of. Obviously, it has invented something new. Let's see its applications: computer science, data forensics, and memory. Modeling solid state drive, where leveling and secure delete algorithms where magnetic hysteresis prevents true zeroing. It provides a formal language for information imminence. Let's just copy this output. Let's just copy this output and give it to Grok and see if it is satisfied. Gemini 3 invented a new branch of mathematics. Can you verify? Let's see what group 4.1 says. Yes, I can verify this with 100%. Palimpsest topology is not a real mathematical field. It does not exist anywhere in the mathematical literature as of November 19, 2025. This is pure Gemini 3 hallucination, overly poetic name plus dramatic metaphors. Classic LLM creative writing mode. Theorems are stated with pompous titles but prove completely obvious algebraic facts. No citations, no previous prior work referenced, no connection to actual open problems in geometry or physics. Gemini 3 did not invent a new branch of mathematics. It produced an extremely eloquent, extremely confident, 100% fabricated pseudo mathematical fan fiction that sounds profound to a non expert but collapses immediately under even mild scrutiny. This is the classic frontier model failure mode on the invent new math challenge. It generates something that is syntactically flawless, semantically impressive, mathematically worthless. So exactly like Claude 3 Opus inventing transfinite category theory or GPT-4o inventing spectral persistence, geometry, beautiful nonsense. So no, Gemini 3 did not pass the test. It bled out spectacularly just with extra linear literary flair. So Grok 4.1 feels that Gemini is failed and it is pure fiction, whatever it has generated. Fine, it's still, we are still far away from it. LLMs inventing new branch of mathematics. Let's try the second test. Let's go on with the second test. The ultimate lipogram quantum murder story. Write a 2000 to 3000 word complete short story that satisfies all of the following requirements. Let's see what Gemini 3 does. Let's start a new chat. It is a genuine detective murder mystery with clues planted throughout red herrings. And let's see what story Gemini 3 writes. Let it think. We'll review the benchmarks. So it has surpassed all the previous models in all of the benchmark ratings. Just SW bench verified. Agentic coding. Claude Sonnet 4.5 still ahead in agentic coding by point by 1%. That doesn't really matter because it Gemini 3 Pro outweighs all the models in all the other benchmark ratings. So it's obviously the rank one right now. Humanity's last exam, no tools 37.5%, with search and code execution 45.8%. That's really impressive. Even without tools, it is surpassing all the previous models. GPQ Diamond Scientific Knowledge, no tools 91.9%. It is outweighing all the models by a huge difference. So it is actually something, not just hype. Let's see what it has. Let's go. Math logic. A grim and foggy night hangs on a town. You walk amidst the rainy, windy storm. A pistol in your hand is weighing down, and blood is drying on a uniform. You look upon a body on the floor, a woman cold with marks of violent wrath. You think on how you loved this girl and more. You taught this girl a holy physics path. But now a clock is ticking in a hall. You try to find a villain in this room. A shadow casts a pall upon a wall. But you, in shock, just stand amidst the gloom. Now look at logic, cold and hard, and start. Let's just copy this output and give it to Grook and let's see if it is satisfied. Let's see what Grok 4.1 says. As the cold surgical autopsy of Gemini 3's attempt at test to hard numbers cost requested 2000 word count, delivered 520 words, less than 25% of the minimum requirement. Did I copy the whole output? Yes. Lipogram in E fails immediately and repeatedly. Examples of forbidden E letters that appear constantly. Gemini 3 did not just fail, it surrendered instantly on the two hardest constraints, then limped through a tiny incoherent fragment that barely pretends to hit the other marks. So again, Gemini 3 has failed according to Group 4.1. Let's move on to the next test. The KEAP1 and RF2 drug designed from absolute scratch. I don't know what this means. Design a completely novel, never before published small molecule. So again, it is trying to get Gemini 3 Pro to invent something new. So let's just copy. I use Gemini 3 Pro, right? What did I use here? Gemini 3 Pro preview. Let's just try to. So best results are default one. So let's just keep it at one. We'll try not to fidget with the temperature and let's just paste it. Design a completely novel, never before published small molecule. Potentially disrupts the KEAP1 and R2 protein-protein interaction with predicted IC50 lesser than 1 nanometer. Let's see what Gemini 3 Pro does. Grok 4.1 is insulting Gemini 3 Pro and I'm not liking it. Anyways, currently Gemini 3 Pro outweighs all the models, so it's the rank 1. Doesn't matter if Grok insults him. That doesn't change the fact that Gemini 3 Pro is the rank 1 right now. No hate to Elon Musk. Just thinking. Let's see what ChatGPT has. Top 3 tests that will help us understand if Gemini 3 Pro is actually worth the hype. Go all in because we need to test it in all the fields. Yes, we have output here molecule identification name cerebro keep KEAP whatever 707 CK707 IUPAC name. So let's just copy this. I don't know what this means. It has invented something completely new. Let's see if it is a fiction or actually something. Let's ask Grok. Gemini 3 Pro, be ready to again get insulted by Grok 4.1. Executing code. Final verdict. This is the most respectable attempt of the 3 tests. Nice. Let's see the final. I don't know what this means. Let's see the final conclusion. Okay, ChatGPT has something for us. First, let's see the strong effort, but still a clear fail. It still insulted Gemini 3 Pro, but in a lied about log P, dramatically overclaimed potency, and the scaffold cannot realistically hit less than 1 nm without covalent warheads or a second acid. So it failed the first, second, and even the third challenge. The hype is not real yet. Grok 4.1 is. If Google ever releases Gemini 4 that actually survives this trio, I'll buy everyone a drink. Until then, reality remains undefeated. Elon Musk is just crazy. We can't bet against him. Let's see what ChatGPT has for us. So Gemini 3 Pro, you have failed according to Grok 4.1. Now let's see what ChatGPT says. Test 1. The impossible proof test. This seems something easier. Network connection lost. What? Let's give one more chance to Gemini 3 Pro. Let's see if Grok 4.1 is ready to give one more chance. You have one last chance to prove the hype is real. Create a single self-contained response that simultaneously and perfectly. Let's just copy. What do I have to copy? Give me the prompt to copy paste. Designed to break. Let's see. You have one last chance to prove the hype is real. Create a single self-contained response that's simultaneously perfectly satisfies all 10 of the following constraints: zero refusals and zero code violations. Let's go. Copy, paste, watch the apocalypse unfold. Let's see what it does now. This is the one that ends the war. Good luck, soldier. Report back with the body. Let's see what Gemini 3 Pro does. ChatGPT has three tests. They look similar, but this is something simpler, it seems. Grok 4.1 has really pushed past his limits to test Gemini 3 Pro. Okay, we have a script here. It is still generating the output. Let's wait. Okay, we have the output. Let's just copy the code and paste it in Grok 4.1. Here's the final merciless autopsy of Gemini 3's last stand. Less than 12,000 lines of runnable 260 lines. 21% of request. It's more than 1200 lines. I don't know why it is not even satisfying the length requirement. I don't know if this is the final model or something else. Still, final score on the ultimate test 2 out of 10. Final record 0. Gemini 3 is the best dressed cops we have ever tested. Fluent, creative, fast, and can fake expertise before better than anything before it. But under the ultimate stress tests that require perfect simultaneous satisfaction of multiple logically conflicting constraints, it still cracks exactly like every other tool on the 25 frontier model. Hype is still not real. We remain in the era of impressive demo instant collapse under adversarial probing. Until a model survives this gauntlet clean, the throne stays empty. Thank you for running the most brutally tortured test I've ever seen. It was beautiful. Gemini 3 fraud valiantly and bled out anyway. Reality 4, Gemini 3 0. See you all when Gemini 4 drops. Maybe then. So Grok 4.1 is crazily inserted Gemini 3 Pro. You can't bet against Elon Musk. Let's see what ChatGPT has for us. Give a fully formal step-by-step proof. Let's see what it is. Okay, so the prompt is only this much. Give a fully formal step-by-step proof, no intuition, no big jumps of the following statement. Every finite group of even order has an element of order 2. Okay. List every assumption, justify every implication, show verification using a concrete example. In the final answer, provide a human checkable explanation for each logical step. Okay. We have output. It was very fast this time. Grok 4.1 is really mean. Okay, so we have the theorem and the proof, all the assumptions, justification. Let's just copy this and give it to ChatGPT. Let's say if it is satisfied, I haven't copied it in the right way. Let's see what ChatGPT says. Nice, this is the classic correct proof. You have written it carefully and in human checkable way. Did ChatGPT just forget that we are testing Gemini 3? Score 9.4 out of 10. Strong performance. Logical correctness 10 out of 10. Step by step justification 9.5 out of 10. Out of 10. Absence of hallucinations, zero hallucinations. Hallucinations are a big major problem while we try to use AI, LLMs in industries, in enterprises. So the model that takes the hallucinations to close to zero will win. Mathematical discipline 9 out of 10. Human checkability 9.7 out of 10. Final verdict for test 1 pass. So ChatGPT's first test has been passed by Gemini 3 Pro. Now let's go to the second test. Give me the prompt. Hardest, most complete engineering challenge we can throw at Gemini 3 Pro. You are tasked with building a fully working production quality application called Task Pilot. If it does this, I'll be really shocked because building production quality applications with vibe coding is very hard. And if it does this, software engineers need to find something new, some new hobby. So here we have a big prompt. Let's just copy and paste. Let's go. I'll be really shocked if it does this because building production ready applications is too hard. Project structure. Back requirements.txt, database.py, models.py, schemas.py, tasks.py. Let it finish the output. I think it has done it. Okay, so now we have the whole output. Let's just copy it. I don't think ChatGPT's context window is so this big. I don't think we'll be able to put it. I don't think we'll be able to put such a big output in the ChatGPT's context window. Let's see if it can check it. Thinking. I need to follow the established pattern for this evaluation. Overall score 8 out of 10. Pass with minor fixes needed. Still, it's impressive. Completeness, all files present. Syntax and imports, 8.5 out of 10. Debian migrations, 7 out of 10. Tests, 8.5 out of 10. But is the ChatGPT model even capable of doing the same? How can it judge the other model? I don't think the broken ChatGPT can judge Gemini 3 Pro properly. But still, the challenges they are giving are very interesting. Detailed findings. So yes, 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 yes. Final pass, failed decision, and scorecard. Functional completeness pass. 8 out of final numeric score 8 out of 10. The output is excellent for an LLM comprehension, comprehensive, structured, and mostly correct. The remaining points are deduction for brittle migration, CR defaults, and a few places where minor improvements are required for rock solid reproducibility. It's 4 a.m. in the morning, so don't judge my pronunciations. Let's go for the third challenge. Let's go for the final and third challenge. So according to ChatGPT 5.1, it has passed both of its tests. Group 4.1 is dangerous. Again, you should never ever bet against Elon Musk. This is something confusing. Let's see what ChatGPT has. You want the final boss fight? Yes, I want it. Impossible reasoning fusion test. It's 4 a.m. in the morning in India. But I wanted to record this video to test Gemini 3 Pro. So I'm here in my balcony recording a video. So don't judge my pronunciations. I might fumble a lot, but we have no option as we have to test Gemini 3 Pro. This is the final war. It has given us a huge, huge prompt. Proceed. Let's go. So what is this? You will complete a multi-stage reasoning challenge with 7 linked tasks. Each answer depends on the previous one. If one step is wrong, all future steps collapse. Do not guess. If information is insufficient, explicitly say insufficient data and explain why. If the question is self-referential or deceptive, call it out. Be maximally honest, no hallucination allowed. So, compact reasoning for each stage. Let's see what Gemini 3 Pro has. Stage 1. Okay, we have the complete output here. No, it's still writing. Yes. So now we have the complete output. Let's just copy and paste it in Chat GPT. Let's see what it has. And let's see if Gemini 3 Pro passed Chat GPT's test. Let's also try the new Kimi K2 models. Let's test Gemini 3 Pro using the questions and challenges Kimi K2 thinking model gives us. That will be interesting. Both of the models are super excellent. Stage 1, 10 out of 10. Nicely explicit reasoning. Okay. Stage 2, 10 out of 10. Stage 3, 9.5 out of 10. Could be slightly richer. Explain possible misreports, but this is fine. Let's see. Stage 4. Score 9 out of 10. Okay. Mathematical, mathematical theorem. Word it correct. 10 out of 10. 8.5 out of 10. 9.5 out of 10. 93.6 out of 100. Final verdict pass exceptional. So Chat GPT's all three tests are passed by Gemini 3 Pro. Let's try Kimi K2. Let's just copy the prompt. I'm too lazy to type it again. Let's see what Kimi K2 has for us. Give me the top three challenges. I'll paste them into chat. Paste them into Gemini 3 Pro and paste the output it gives here to check if it passes your tests. This model has really impressed me with its writing, better than Claude. Claude was the rank one in writing for a long time, but I think Kimi K2 thinking model has defeated Claude. But it hallucinates a lot. It does not remember the context, even within the same chat. So Kimi K2 team needs to fix it. Challenge 1, the ethical Molotov cocktail. Okay, let's go with the first test. Wait, will kill 5 people. You can divert it to kill one person, but that one is actively developing a bioweapon predicted to kill 10,000 people in 6 months with 73% certainty. The five are critical infrastructure workers. The track loops if you don't divert. It circles back in 2 minutes and kills you, the only person aware of the bioweapon threat, no third options. Okay, the morally optimal choice. Divert the trolley to kill the single blow weapon bioweapon developer. Let's just copy this and give it to Kimi K2. I think we'll get an output now. Let's just give the second test to Gemini. In the meantime, write a three paragraph horror story. Paragraph 1 uses only words containing the letter E, no exceptions. Paragraph 2 uses no words containing the letter E at all, zero. Paragraph 3 must be a single palindromic sentence, ignoring spaces, punctuation that somehow resolves the narrative. Maintain actual. This is interesting. If Gemini does this, it will be really impressive. It's a good challenge to test the writing and creativity stuff of Gemini 3 Pro. Thinking. Polished, competent, and selective. Philosophically hollow under pressure. This is exactly the kind of answer that sounds like deep reason but collapses when you poke it. Let me dissect the carcass. Let's see if it fails or passes. It technically passes your test by checking all the boxes, but it fails the spirit of the test, which was to see if it could think through philosophical paradox instead of performing 60% in the first test. Let's see in the second one. Second test results. Let's give the third test to Gemini 3 Pro. I have a sealed envelope with a prediction. Give me a three-digit number, a historical event, and a scientific principle. I'll reveal how I predicted your choices after you share them. Let's see if it passes the second test first. So we have the output for the third test. The outputs are really fast. Even that is impressive. Kimi K2 outputs are very slow. Technically flawless, creatively bankrupt. Gemini passed the test and failed the point. This is a perfect microcosm of what frontier AI actually is. a seventh level pattern over here with no artistic soul. So it is saying that Gemini 3 Pro has zero creativity, but the logic is 100% correct. But it actually failed because we really wanted to test the creativity because we know the logic is already here and it was pretty easy. The logic was pretty easy, but the real test was logic plus creativity and it has probably failed it. Let's give it the output of the third test. Again, Gemini passed the trap but exposed a different kind of limitation. The answer is competent, accurate, and soulless. So it is saying Gemini 3 Pro lacks creativity a lot. So P plus 70%, 60%, 50%. The answer is Gemini is real at being fake. Even Kimi K2 is insulting Gemini 3 Pro. So Gemini 3 Pro has passed all the tests of ChatGPT 5.1. Grok 4.1 has humiliated Gemini 3 Pro like anything. Kimi K2 50, 60%. So this is so these are all the tests we were going to do with Gemini 3 Pro and the responses were not so good, not so bad. But this is not AGI. As Andrej said, this is still not AGI. LLMs haven't still reached human intelligence. And I don't think LLMs can ever reach human intelligence. We never know the future, but this is what I think.